Here's 5 secrets that you can start using right now to dominate your sales on Etsy. Most CNC creators who put their products on Etsy don't do very well because they don't understand how to make the Etsy platform work for them. In this video, I'm going to teach you 5 secrets that you can start using today to make your Etsy site work a lot better. Number 1, go where the money is. Many CNC creators try to make projects that are different, that aren't mainstream, because they don't want to make what everybody else is making. The problem here is they are trying to reinvent what they think people want to buy. Instead of thinking that you're already getting into a market that's saturated, what you want to do is go exactly where the money is. If a lot of people are selling one type of product on Etsy, then that means that there's a lot of success there and there's a high demand. And that's where the money is. Successful businesses don't try to reinvent the wheel. They copy what other people are doing that works. And that's why you want to go and make stuff and put it on Etsy that's already out there, that is moving. All you need to do is put your own twist on the projects to make them a little bit different. Secret number 2, study successful Etsy stores. This is the one thing that almost nobody does. You want to study success because you want to know what they're doing that everybody else is not doing. When you study successful Etsy stores, you start to see patterns and trends that they are applying that other stores don't do. And these little secrets are what they do to make their stores dominate on Etsy. So you want to go to all the different Etsy sites where they are having massive success. And here's a little bonus tip when you're studying successful Etsy stores. Make sure you're not just studying the ones that are in the CNC field. You want to study stores that are outside of your industry that make other things that are completely non-CNC related. And the reason is because you will learn little tricks and tips that other stores outside the industry use that you can apply to your Etsy products that are different and make you stand out, which is exactly what you want to do. Secret number 3 to dominate on Etsy: study your competitors. When you put your products on Etsy and somebody searches for that type of product, you are being put in front of them along with everybody else that is making the same type of product. You want to understand what your competitors are doing and what they're not. And again, you want to find those people in your industry that are doing very well. You want to see what they're doing right, and you want to see what everybody else is doing wrong. Study the differences, look at the pictures, look at the headlines, and look at the descriptions in the products. You're going to see that there's a massive difference between those who dominate Etsy and those who do not. The other reason you want to study competitors that are selling similar products as you is you want to find the ones that are doing really good. What's making them pop and what's making the other ones not pop. You want to be just like the ones that are doing super, super good. If you study them enough, you're going to find that they are doing one single thing that makes them really stand out from the rest. That's secret number 5, but I'm not going to get to that one yet because we got to cover secret number 4. Now, when you're studying your competitors in Etsy, you're going to notice one thing that's going to stand out if you study it close enough. And that leads us into secret number 4, which is stage your projects for the pictures for your Etsy store. You're going to notice that the stores that dominate Etsy have really good, well thought out pictures that elicit emotion. And you're going to notice most of the sellers on Etsy don't pay attention to the pictures. Pictures say 1,000 words. You've heard the saying before. Pictures will elicit a feeling and an emotion and a desire. And that's what all pictures should do so that a person will be attracted to that right away. It's important to remember that people are visual first. And when they are searching through Etsy, they're scanning the pictures and they are going to immediately skip by a picture that does not elicit emotion or is not a very good picture. So you want to have very well thought out pictures and take a lot of time to make sure your pictures are in good focus, good color, good lighting, and have people in them smiling. You want the end result to be in your picture of what that buyer wants to feel. So as you're creating pictures for your Etsy store, you want to think about what is that person seeing that they want to feel. The one thing that most business owners do not think of at all is their projects and pictures are not about them. As business owners, our business is not about us. It's about what the person wants on the other end, the customer. So you really want to think about what is the feeling that that picture is going to present to them. The better your pictures, the better sales you're going to have on Etsy to be able to dominate it. Now, some people might say, yeah, but that's fake. Staging my pictures, it's not real. It's tricking people. Here's a little secret for you. All businesses stage pictures. The better your pictures are at drumming up an emotion in the person who's looking at your pictures, the better you're going to dominate on Etsy. Make sure your pictures are A+, you spend time on them, they look good, there's people in them, they're smiling, the end result is there. So now let's get on to secret number 5 to dominate on Etsy. Make 1 or 2 projects and list each one multiple times. Now, here's an example. Let's say you're making American flags. You can list that same American flag as many times as you want on Etsy in your store. Etsy will not penalize you for that. What you want to do is give the titles different wording. For example, American flag for him, a wooden flag for him, wooden flag gifts, wooden flags for military, military gifts. All these are titles that people search for. It's important to understand that Etsy is what we call a search engine optimization type of platform. And what that means is, as you see here, I'm typing in American flag and this drop down comes down from where I'm searching and it's got all kinds of suggestions there. What that is all different types of searches that people do. They actually type those words in. So you can create a Etsy listing with each one of those titles, and that will broaden your search range that Etsy is going to look for. That will put your project up in front of people so you can dominate in many different avenues. Remember, again, Etsy will not penalize you for this, and what you're doing is you're throwing mud at a much broader wall. This is something else that successful stores do. You'll notice that the really good ones that really dominate on Etsy are the ones that have the same products over and over and over and over again. Study this type of stuff. When you apply this tactic, you will definitely have a lot more success with your Etsy store. Number 1, go where the money is. Don't try to make stuff that you don't know people are buying. If you're just starting out on Etsy, make what already is selling. Just put a little extra twist on it. Number 2, study successful stores. Those are the ones that will teach you exactly the little tactics that you want to employ. Number 3 is, once you know what products you're going to put on Etsy, study your competitors, do what they are not doing, and copy the ones that are doing really good. And secret number 4, super important, make sure you stage your pictures. You're not faking it, you're doing what successful businesses do. And secret number 5, list your products multiple times. You'll do much better. Now I'm going to give you a little bonus tip as you dominate your Etsy store, and that is, only start with 1 or 2 projects. Don't try to put a whole bunch of stuff on Etsy, because you're going to be working with too much stuff without learning these little tools that's going to help you dominate on Etsy. Optimize with 1 or 2 things first, get really good at it, understand what works and what doesn't work, and then you start adding other product. Apply these secrets to your Etsy store and you're going to dominate it in no time. You want more tips on CNC business and CNC router work, what have you? Then follow the page. Have a great CNC day.